Hi, and welcome to Tradescores alerts for March 9th. So we've got a good bounce back coming today, particularly in the NASDAQ. You can see here the NASDAQ chart having a good day to the upside. We shouldn't fool ourselves, however, because the market is still in that little downward trend. So it's an encouraging sign. We had the bottoming signal on Friday, a little bit of a pullback yesterday, and now this. But we still need to break this pullback, and we need to do it from a rising bottom somewhere. Now, it probably won't occur on the daily chart, so what we can do is look to the intraday chart, and you can see here, I didn't draw that great, but that's basically the downward trend line on the NASDAQ. We're coming up to it and stalling. You can see the volatility has diminished quite a bit. If we could pull back here, make a little rising bottom, and then break that downward trend line, then we'll be in better shape. So we've made a good step today for the speculators, for the stock traders who maybe have suffered for the last 3 or 4 weeks as the market went through a pullback, and now things looking better. But still not out of the woods, let's be clear. All right, let's run the Canadian Abnormal Breaks market scan. I've looked at a ton of charts today within the active live at day trades, and so many charts are simply stocks moving up into pessimism, moving up into resistance. It's going to take a little while for the patterns to improve, and that's sort of, what you can see in the chart of the NASDAQ. We could look at the chart of the IWM or SPY as well. They all kind of have the same situation. So as we go through these, VOC is one of the stocks that we day traded today. It's done well, but is it good enough for a longer term trade? Not really, because it's not really breaking from low volatility. It was good enough for a day trade, but not so much for a longer term trade. So I'll just keep cycling through here in search of goodness. This MRNS is not bad, but there's going to be resistance at 20, so I don't think it's good enough. And hopefully you find this not only good for your growth of your portfolio, but also educational. Here's ESI, another stock that we day traded. This is not to be confused with the ESI in Toronto. This is a different company. But here we've got a, a nice breakout there. But is it worthy of a longer term trade? No, because it started its upward trend back in this zone, and it's now just giving a continuation pattern. We did it as a day trade today. It's doing well as a day trade today. But again, the standards are a little different when we are holding longer term, because you always want to see a break from low volatility for the time frame that you're trading. And so as a day trade, you can have that break from low volatility on the 2-minute, even if there isn't such a thing or a great pattern on the daily. Now a day trade that has a good daily, that has a good 30-minute chart, well, that makes it a higher quality day trade. But a high quality day trade may not necessarily be a good position or swing trade. All right, well, I don't see anything else there. Let's jump over to our summary page here, and you can see some good recovery underway. Remember last week we had quite a bit of red on the top half of the list. And with the market sort of starting to stabilize, starting to get better, now we're starting to see some gains coming there. Of course, our older picks are still holding in well, but DRT now up 10%. And ACRX, or AMRX, sorry, which was suffering, is having a good day today. It's now up 6.5. So starting to recover. I don't think there's any need to change stops. I'm going to check PATO here, T.PEY. Yeah, we could probably bump the stop up here to just below this inflection point. So just for the sake of being conservative, I'm going to move the stop to 549 on PATO, which is a little bit below the last inflection point low, but we'll do it that way. Notice it's a hard stop. I use stop on close for the initial stop, but once the stock is into an upward trend, I usually sort of protect profits a little bit more aggressively with the stop on close. AMRX, I don't think we're going to need to move anything. Nope. It's still got the same area of support, and so nothing else really to change. So we'll leave it at that. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.